and he also knows a lot of bullets will be flying.
Major General is the second highest rank an officer can achieve.
But somehow, as destiny,
जी.
I did not get the signals.
That we should either remove the rank of brigadier and उनकी deputations major generals को दी जाए.
And there is no demarcation of the boundary also there.
Right.
The LAC, LOC line of control doesn't exist there. For Wabunia and other places of Sri Lanka, I mean, and they used to hide all these LTT cadres, they used to hide there. तो हम लोग क्या करते थे, the education standards also are accordingly affiliated with the various universities. वहाँ पे RR battalions हैं, they are the one who are doing actual fighting. Your parties are going on for all these operations, so directly you are also responsible. So you can say upgraded from company commander or the battery commander to the commanding officer, then to brigadier. तो कौन जा रहा है उस गाड़ी में? GOC भी हो सकते हैं, ब्रिगेड कमांडर भी हो सकता है, या CO भी हो सकते हैं. ये सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए किस पेट्रोल. अदरवाइज अब के ज़माने में तो यू हैव टू जस्ट सेंड द ड्रोन, वो सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको दे देगा टू नो कहाँ पर क्या थ्रेट हो रहा है, कहाँ से ये लोग आने वाले हैं. तो कुछ हद तक इन्फॉर्मेशन वी यूज्ड टू गेट.
करेक्ट सर.
ये चीज़ पहले नहीं होती थी, बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट एस्केलेट अप द लेडर. या अगर ठीक है कोई वहाँ से स्मॉल आर्म्स फायरिंग हुई है तो यू कांट स्ट्रेट अवे स्टार्ट फायरिंग आर्टिलरी. टैंक आना है या गन आनी है ओवरऑलिंग के लिए, तो वहाँ बैठ कर बोलते हैं इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है ओवरऑलिंग के लिए, द गन शुड कम बैक फास्ट.
Like there was a big change. That was a big change. So if that could happen, do you feel that if we also give them some rank, so maybe rank of a second lieutenant even, while they're in their training period, like the IPS or other organizations, that would give them some special aid, like if they get.
जैसे इक्विपमेंट है, क्या इक्विपमेंट, अगर ये इन्फॉर्मेशन दे भी देगा कोई, इट जस्ट डजंट मैटर बिकॉज वो तो शरेआम अवेलेबल है. आप ओपन मार्केट से आप खरीद रहे हैं ये चीज़, या प्राइवेट कंपनीज बना रही हैं, दैट इन्फॉर्मेशन है. अब उनका प्रमोशन भी अगर होता है, लेट्स से फ्रॉम लांस में एक नायक बना दिया जाता है, नायक से हवलदार के लिए, वो प्रमोशन भी वो लोग कहते हैं कि नहीं हमें नहीं चाहिए. तो आज ऑलमोस्ट मैंने तकरीबन 1400 पोइम्स आई हैव रिटन, एंड आदित्य आप विश्वास नहीं करोगे.
रोलिंग स्टार्ट हो गई है. We at High Table are currently focusing on all the diplomats, bureaucrats and top ranking officials to give their deep insights to the public. Sir, starting from the very start of your journey, all the way from joining NDA to being in the IMA to all the way to flight school and being commissioned as a second lieutenant, how was your experience, sir?
I would say the experience would have been was really great, because a lot of adventure plus moving around, seeing your own country, and of course including the various operations and the war. That's of course a different thing, but then you come to know so many things. I mean, the army, the armed forces give you so much. I mean, when I had joined the armed forces, I mean, what was I? Basically, I just passed my class 11, because that time 11th was the requirement of joining the armed forces.
So even before completing your 12th, you joined the National Defence Academy.
Yeah, correct. Before even completing the 12th, I was in the 12th only.
Right.
Only thing is I did not complete because I had already got the instructions to join NDA, and that was my first attempt. I just got through. But then the journey, if you see overall, I mean, it is the army only which has made me a flyer also, I would say. A flying instructor and an exposure in all the fields. We are the management side, schooling side. I mean, we have to look after that also, and operation side. Then the management, the command of the troops. That's a real great feeling, because that is the place from where you can get the maximum satisfaction.
Right.
So after that, then you are in the various staff appointments, and then seeing the same thing for the higher picture, you can say, from a
coming from the point of commanding the troops. What we know right now is after you get commissioned as lieutenant these days, 1 week you have to stay with the troops, not as officers, but like not in the officers mess. You'll have to stay with the troops. Was it the same back then to like bond with the troops, or how was the situation when you first got commissioned as a second lieutenant?
In fact, during our time, we used to be get the first rank as second lieutenant.
Right.
And these days, of course, they are giving the same thing as in as the IMA tenure, and you will get pay. That's why we never used to get any pay during our training period at IMA. So experience, what you said rightly. I mean, not for a week, but for a month. And in fact, it depends from arm to arm, like the infantry.
Right.
I mean, there they stay for a quite much longer time. Aim is the bonding. You should know your troops.
Right, sir.
And they should also know you. Then only that bonding, and then only that feeling of comradeship will come. Then only he will give you life for this country, and life, I mean, for whatever you tell him.
Agreed, sir.
I mean, you have to motivate them to attack, and let's say a feature is there, and he also knows a lot of bullets will be flying, and to attack that, I mean, it can be a life or death
Indeed,
both
sir.
ways any. So he should be that well motivated. और वो तभी आएगा आपका when you are bonded together. You know उसकी personal even family इसको भी लेकर,
Right, sir.
बच्चों को लेकर, what does his problems, which place does he come from, उसकी operational उसको कैसे उसको maximize करना है. All these things you learn in that initial period. So that is why you stay with them, then only you do it. Otherwise you are taken that एक दरार सी आ जाती है in the sense because officers are sitting in the offices
Right.
and the men are living somewhere else. So living conditions plus the comradeship. Basic
sir.
aim is that. So same thing happens with. So it depends from arm to arm. Like
Right,
the services where it is not really required to command the troops, I would say.
Right.
So there it is not followed. But all the combat arms, even the combat support arms, they are doing this.
Right, sir. While we were researching on General Sir's whole portfolio, that was pretty diverse though. We found out you were commissioned in the artillery regiment and later on you shifted to the Army Aviation Corps. So, sir, as a layman, like not somebody in the army right now, how would you explain your whole transition from the artillery corps to the aviation corps and how was your whole experience in the flight school, sir?
You see, what happens is once you are in your IMA in the last phase, you are given a choice. I mean, which arm would you like to join?
Ji.
And I had a technical bent of mind, so I gave the first choice as signals.
Ji.
And you're supposed to give three choices. Second choice, of course, I gave as artillery, and the third one as air defense artillery.
Ji.
Why? Because there also you are using technology. A lot of technical jargons are there, which you are applying your mind and all. So that's why I had given. But somehow, as destiny,
Ji.
I did not get the signals, and so I had joined the artillery. जब वहाँ गए तो फिर पता चला, I mean, I used to see आर्मी वाली ये आर्टिलरी वाले, there is a branch called AOP,
जी.
Air Observation Post. तो वो एक यूनिट होती थी. So whenever we used to go for exercise in the deserts, Rajasthan में, there I saw these helicopters flying. So then I interacted with them. That time I was just about a lieutenant. And
How old were you, sir, just for the context? Like back then, when you were the lieutenant?
Age?
Right.
Age must be just about 22.
Pretty young. Right.
Because 19 पे तो 20
commission हुए
years पे तो I got my commission.
जी.
That time I was just 20 and a half years. So age must be just about 22.
जी.
So that was the time when I said, okay, भाई हम भी क्यों नहीं join करते हैं? So that's what the motivation was, you know, the way you used to fly. Let me also try. And the best part is एक test होता है actually. And जब मैंने initial form भरा था, so in first choice was of course the army, and the second choice was Air Force.
जी.
So if that being so, then they call you for your, even after the SSD, they call you for your PABT test,
जी.
Pilot Aptitude Battery Test, and that is only once in your lifetime.
जी.
So if you clear this, then you are fit to apply for any pilot or any aviator's job.
जी.
So that I had already cleared. So that was the advantage. So that's how I also opted. And there were minimum requirement be after 3 years only you can do. And the best part is only from artillery that time officers used to go, not from any other arm.
Like it was a God's plan, I would say.
You can say it was a destiny.
जी.
And of course when the army aviation as such core came up, that came up quite late in 1987. उसके बाद then they had opened up for the other arms also.
Okay.
So like from infantry also they are going, from signal से भी हैं, engineer से भी हैं, but initially it was not there.
Okay, sir. Moving to the second part, that is the operation and the command headquarters sir have commanded so far. Like being at the rank of Major General, you get a lot of commanding opportunities so far. Starting from the very basics and when the very starting operational exposure sir had as per our researches was Operation Meghdoot. If you could have some insights on the Operation Meghdoot, sir.
So regarding Operation Meghdoot, you know, that time I was just a lieutenant, and this operation was a great operation. It was in the year of 1984. That was the time, and the Siachen as such, the Saltoro region, all other these things were not occupied, and there is no demarcation of the boundary also there.
Right, sir.
The LAC, LOC line of control doesn't exist there. So it was a, you can say, a competition. Either the Pakis can occupy or we can occupy. So our army commander that time, I mean, he took a decision. We will go for the offensive and we will occupy the thing.
जी.
So for that, of course, we were attached in the various specialist battalions, I would say, that was in Leh and Karu and the other places, and where we got the proper training and all for about 3 months.
जी.
And then we moved in for the operation. And aim was to beat in the time frame the Pakis. So whosoever goes and occupies there, then thereafter it will be very difficult to locate them.
जी
Because launching operation at that height, offensive,
Right.
may by a lot of casualties otherwise. So we were the first to reach there.
जी
And thereafter, after 84, I mean, Pakis have been trying number of times, है ना? They had launched offensive कि नहीं चलो
Right, sir.
हम क्यों नहीं वहाँ बैठ सकते हैं. They tried to remove us from there, but then they were never been successful.
जी
So Operation Meghdoot as such, of course, it continued later on also. Then finally, once Pakis thought कि नहीं अब ले नहीं सकते हैं अभी हम इसको, then of course it was called off. So that's what, and it was a great experience because that was the first live experience, I would say.
A great
And
real life
only
combat
thing is halfway through, then I got my posting orders.
जी
So then I came back.
as you were talking before this, you were also a part of the Pavan, Operation Pavan, right, sir, in Sri Lanka. So all the way from Siachen Glacier, the top of India, to all the way below India line, that's Sri Lanka. How was your experience shifting from that different combat region to a completely different combat region?
You see, that time this Operation Pavan it started of 1987.
जी
And till about 1990, I would say, we had inducted in by around March 1990. And that time I was in aviation. I had
Ji.
joined the Army Aviation, the AeroP erstwhile. That was in 85.
जी
So I had a lot of experience in flying. So when I got posted to a flight which was located in Sri Lanka,
जी
so then I had participated with that. So it was, I would say, fighting, taking part as an operationally ground soldier and a flying. It's a different thing altogether.
correct, sir.
The thick, dense jungles of Wavunia and other places of
जी.
Sri Lanka. I mean, and they used to hide all these LTT cadres. They used to hide there. So हम लोग क्या करते थे? We used to, as a flyer, I mean, we had opened up our both the doors of
जी.
the helicopter, that is the cheetahs, and even the Chetaks also. So and both the side हम लोगों ने उसको modify कर लिया था. You can say like an armed helicopter.
जी
अब बोलते हैं अपना MMG फिट कर रखे, गनर पीछे बिठा रखा था, एंड ऊपर से हम लोग वी यूज्ड टू फायर, जहाँ थोड़ी मूवमेंट देखते थे वी यूज्ड टू फायर, एंड देन वी यूज्ड टू दिस गाय यूज्ड टू नो रन आउटसाइड, और वो पे फिर वो कॉर्डिनेट सर्च लगी होती थी, तो देन द इन्फेंट्री यूज्ड टू टेक देम ऑन. So this was our role, and of course the flying side also. I mean, we had to change a lot of procedures of takeoff and landing because spiral takeoff करना है, spiral landing करना है.
जी
Otherwise, normally अगर आप करोगे,
जी.
so they might shoot you down also.
right
Because it's a single engine, and then there is no survivability thereafter. So I mean, but it was a good experience, I must say.
जी.
And of course the terrain is totally different.
correct,
There it was high altitude, fighting against your lung power also
जी.
gives up at that height, and here of course it was totally at a sea level thing, but the type of operation were different. This was more of a I would say a counterinsurgency type, because you were fighting against the LTT cadre, and that was a proper regular army.
right
Though the I mean the training of these LTT cadres, hats off to them. I mean, they were trained very well.
right before going on to the counterinsurgency and terrorism part, Sarat played a very vital role in the Jammu and Kashmir region. We'll first look into his educational background, which shows a completely different side of this whole paragraph. Right. Sarat has completed his PhD while being in the service. So we'll also take a look at that part as well. So over to you.
You see, yes, I mean, this was another, I would say, another achievement which one gets while joining the armed forces. And the beauty of the armed forces, like you get 2 years of study leave. So not only I'll talk about the PhD part a little later. I mean, all your throughout your career, you go through a number of courses. Courses
Right.
means you are trained on various level. The moment you get to your next rank,
जी.
I mean, you are trained to how to what all additional tasks will be given, चाहे वो staff point of view हो, or with the troops के साथ हो, or with the equipment.
जी.
So all the training you are given. So जैसे जैसे हम लोग करते चले जाते हैं, the education standards also are accordingly affiliated with the various universities.
Right.
Like you do staff college, and that is affiliated with the Madras University.
जी
And so you get your master's degree there, because once we passed out from NDA, we were the graduates
जी.
from Jawaharlal Nehru University. So that's how then we became the postgraduate. Then through your selection process, once you become full colonel, you have already commanded your unit and the battalions and the regiments. Then you are selected for your higher command course.
right
So all those who are selected, then there is a proper curriculum and a schedule followed. It's a 1 year course, and that gets affiliated with your the university, Devi Ahilya University,
जी
DAVV Indore University.
Okay.
So there, then you get your next degree, that is your MPhil.
जी
ठीक है. And then of course the 2 years coming to your PhD side, 2 years study leave है.
जी
तो हमने कहा why not, one should avail, because my aim was always my favorite thing, the best part which I like in my life, I would say, is teaching part.
right
मैंने कहा चलो PhD करते हैं इस दौरान. So I was with the Lucknow University here. So since the field was already the subject, whatever you get in your postgraduate, that's all you can do in the same subject there.
right
So it was defense studies. So I had joined the Lucknow University here. Luckily, Department of Defense Studies is there. So 2 years regular course, and that's how I had done my PhD.
जी
So it's a great achievement, I would say. One feels satisfied, and so अच्छा है. Educational development, educational career point of view से काफ़ी facilities army gives you.
right sir so if somebody wishes to pursue a course or maybe some diploma courses from abroad, right, if somebody wishes to pursue some courses which are from London University or the Yale's University, does army allow that, or does army aid in that in some way?
No, army doesn't aid, but then army doesn't stop you also.
जी
Like I'll give you example, not of the foreign course, but I have done my MBA on the distance learning.
जी
I mean, because you can't be attending regularly. Regular also MBA you can do, provided in those 2 years of study leave. So you can decide आपको क्या करना है, MBA करना है, क्या करना है, what.
जी
So वो that I had already availed this. So I have done my online courses for MBA. I have done twice MBA.
जी
Uh, the duration was almost 3 years, and contact programs are also there, part of this. And I had done one from Symbiosis, that is Pune, and second one was from IIMM Pune once again. So army does give you facility, and they don't stop you as far as your distance education or your online courses. You can do at your way.
behind this uniform and this rank there's a man. There's Shashikant Singh who has his own personalities. उनकी अपनी hobbies होंगी, अपने interest होंगे. If we could get that side of you on camera, sir, that would be great.
एक्चुअली पता है क्या है, आई मीन राइट फ्रॉम जब से मैं बचपन से मैं देख रहा हूँ, माई एम वाज कि ऐसी कोई चीज़ नहीं है जीवन में जो आपको आनी नहीं चाहिए.
जी
एंड प्रोबली दिस इज़ व्हाट मेक्स मी गोइंग. कोई भी चीज़ हो, चाहे वो बैंक के ऑफिशियल्स का काम हो, छोटे थे तब ये सब करते थे, कोई भी चीज़ बाहर से कोई लानी है, चाहे वो हो, चाहे कोई आपकी आर्ट या कला या दे. So I mean, so over the time, and of course the NDA gave me a lot of opportunity, because NDA में, I mean, you get a chance to play all your games also. Then there are hobby clubs there.
right sir
So from there only I picked up let's say the photography club.
right
एंड फोटोग्राफी अब आजकल जैसी होती है कि भाई क्लिक किया, सब कुछ ऑटोमेटिक है और वही डिजिटल फॉर्म में आ गया. पहले ऐसा तो होता नहीं था. पहले तो रील होती थी, फिर आपको उसको डेवलप भी करना है, फिर तब उसको फिर प्रिंट करना है. सो ऑल दो निटी ग्रिटीज़ मतलब पूरा हमने सीखा.
जी
एंड नेचुरली इट बिकेम एज अ हॉबी. एंड फिर उसी में फिर आर्टिस्टिक यू आर अप्लाइंग योर माइंड हाउ टू. तो एक हॉबी जस्ट फॉर डूइंग थिंग्स नहीं है एज अ फोटोग्राफी. आई एम टेकिंग एग्जाम्पल ऑफ अ फोटोग्राफी विच आई हैव, माई वन ऑफ माई हॉबी इज़ दैट. तो उसमें आप अपना माइंड भी लगाते हैं. माइंड इज ऑल द टाइम एक्टिव. अदरवाइज क्या, एक शूट किया, क्लिक किया, हो गया. बट हाउ टू डू दैट विद अ लिटिल बेटर आर्टिस्टिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, दैट्स मेक्स ऑल द डिफरेंस.
right sir
तो ऐसे ही आई मीन फोटोग्राफी भी रही है. देन प्लेइंग गेम्स. मैं कहा भाई जीवन में कोई ऐसा गेम नहीं होना चाहिए जो आपको आता नहीं है. यू मे नॉट बी मास्टर, यू मे नॉट रीच दी मच हायर लेवल, बट देन जीवन में हमने सारे गेम्स खेले हैं एंड अच्छे ही लेवल तक पहुँचे हैं. वेदर इट बीन अ रैकेट गेम और वेदर इट हैज़ बीन अ गोल्फ. मैं सिंगल हैंडीकैप भी रहा हूँ गोल्फ में. एंड चाहे क्रिकेट हो, ठीक है, कोई गेम हमने छोड़ा नहीं.
जी
तो वहीं से कहीं ना कहीं ये हुनर हमारा एक और निकल के आया. व्हेन आई वाज कमांडिंग अ यूनिट, सो दैट वाज द टाइम व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड राइटिंग हिंदी पोएट्रीज.
okay जी
तो आज ऑलमोस्ट मैंने तकरीबन 1400 पोइम्स आई हैव रिटन,
जी
ऑल हिंदी, छंद एंड नॉन छंद, यू कैन से ओपन कैटेगरी में. एंड एक बुक भी मेरी पब्लिश हुई है.
जी
सो इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड आई कैन ऑलवेज
definitely sir definitely sir
कैन यू जस्ट पास ऑन दैट. सो दीज आर जस्ट दी 50 पोइम की मेरी ये बुक है रोशम की कलम से. एंड अब नाम रोशन के क्यों डाला मैंने, बिकॉज माई नेम इज़ दिस थिंग। तो हमारी जो जब जो कुंडली में नाम, माई नेम इज़ एक्चुअली रोशन।
Okay.
अब
जी.
चूंकि कवि का एक नाम होना चाहिए, एक
Right.
अलग नाम होता है,
जी.
दैट्स वेयर आई पिक्ड अप दिस रोशन नाम, एंड दैट्स व्हाट इज माय फर्स्ट बुक ऑफ 50 poems.
Correct,
But
sir.
overall, otherwise, I have written about 1400 poems. ये in fact, I got a chance to share the stage. I
जी.
mean, I've been honorable that way. जब इलाहाबाद में थे, और नाउ ऑफ कोर्स प्रयागराज, आई यूज्ड टू बी कॉल्ड लॉट ऑफ नंबर ऑफ दीज यूनिवर्सिटीज़ जो हैं वहाँ पे,
जी.
फॉर देयर कल्चरल एक्टिविटीज, देयर एनुअल प्रोग्राम्स एंड ऑल।
Right, sir.
तो वहीं पर ही एक बारी हाथ से कवि सम्मेलन हुआ था, जिसमें अनिल जोगी एंड ये सुरेंद्र शर्मा और ये लोग भी आए हुए थे।
जी.
तो आई गॉट अ चांस टू शेयर द स्टेज विद देम। तो इफ यू वांट, आई कैन ऑलवेज सेंड यू दोज फोटोग्राफ्स।
Definitely
बट इट
send
वाज अ
it,
ग्रेट,
sir.
आई मीन आई फेल्ट,
जी.
हम तो लिखने वाले बहुत छोटे हो जाते हैं,
जी.
एंड दे आर ऑफ कोर्स मास्टर्स। बट देन दे, जो भी हमने वहाँ पे पेश किया,
जी.
तो काफ़ी उसकी बोला कि भाई आप इसको कैसे इम्प्रूव और कर सकते हैं, क्या फील्ड ला सकते हैं। तो इट वाज ग्रेट। सो आई हैव डन दैट आल्सो। प्लस वहाँ पे जैसे नुक्कड़ नाटक टाइप के सम्मेलन भी हुआ करते थे, कवि सम्मेलन। तो वहाँ गली में हम तो वहाँ भी पहुँच जाते थे, बिकॉज आई नेवर हैड दैट एप्रीहेंशन कि मैं मेजर जनरल हूँ तो भाई आई शुड नॉट गो। दैट ईगो समहाउ आई नेवर हैड,
जी.
चाहे वो छोटे से छोटा काम हो, चाहे बड़े से बड़ा काम हो। सो आई हैव बीन ऑलवेज फॉलोइंग दैट। फिर वहीं से ही थोड़ा सा फिर सिंगिंग की तरफ हमारा रुझान रहा।
जी. जी.
तो आई हैव बीन अ बाथरूम सिंगर अदरवाइज, बट नेवर फेल्ट शाई ऑलवेज, यू नो, टू कम ऑन टू द स्टेज एंड सिंग। तो वो भी फिर हमने धीरे धीरे अपने आप को थोड़ा और इम्प्रूव किया। फिर हमने कहा अगर स्टेज पे जाना है तो थोड़ा अच्छे से फिर प्रैक्टिस करते हैं।
जी.
सो आई प्रैक्टिस फॉर ऑलमोस्ट अबाउट 3-4 years।
जी.
एंड फिर मौका मिला हमें इलाहाबाद में
जी.
नंबर ऑफ स्टेज पे जाके जनता के सामने, अदरवाइज ऑल टाइप्स ऑफ सॉन्ग्स हमने गाए हुए हैं।
जी.
एंड आज भी जब भी मौका मिलता है सिंगिंग, चाहे आधी रात को भी उठा देगा, हम गाना गाने लग जाएंगे।
जी.
कोई खेलने के लिए अगर बोल देगा, हालांकि
जी.
भाई अभी हेल्थ में नॉट अलाउ, बट देन स्टिल आई एम जस्ट फॉर इट ऑल द टाइम।
Along with singing, any instruments, sir, as well, if any.
एनी इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, मेरी वो भी तमन्ना रही है। एंड यू विल नॉट
जी.
बिलीव, यस्टरडे ओनली, कल ही हमने आई हैड गॉन टू वन ऑफ द म्यूजिक क्लब, वहीं पर ही है हमारे घर के पास। मैंने कभी मैं सिंथेसाइजर सीखना चाहता हूँ।
जी.
तो कहते हैं सर सिंथेसाइजर क्यों, व्हाई नॉट अदर इंस्ट्रूमेंट। मैं क्या, सिंथेसाइजर ऐसी चीज़ है जो आपका थोड़ा दिमाग लगेगा, मेंटली आप एक्टिव रहेंगे, बिकॉज उसमें बड़े सारे बटन्स होते हैं। अपार्ट
Right,
फ्रॉम
sir.
दैट हारमोनियम वाले की बटन वो अलग हैं, बट उसके अलावा कैसे कंपोज करना है, क्या बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक चलना चाहिए जो एक्चुअली गाने में है, आप वही चीज़ जब आप निकालेंगे
जी.
तो वो परफॉर्मेंस इज टोटली डिफरेंट। तो वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट अब मैं सीखना शुरू कर रहा हूँ।
जी. Also, we have noticed that the current generation is not having that much of hobbies. उनको लग रहा है कि अभी currently सिर्फ करियर फोकस करा जा सकता है, हॉबीज एंड इंटरेस्ट उतना जरूरी नहीं है। So, would you recommend the same or would you make a change?
In fact, ये मेरा सबसे weakness which I have observed in the present youth of today, that they are just focused on studies.
जी.
अब गलती ऑफ कोर्स उनकी भी नहीं है, पेरेंट्स भी यही बोलते रहते हैं, बेटा पढ़ो पढ़ो पढ़ो, नंबर अच्छे आने चाहिए, तभी आपका कैरियर बनेगा। देखिए पढ़ाई अपनी एक साइड है, दैट ऑफ कोर्स आई डू नॉट से कि आप उस पर फोकस मत करिए, दैट इज़ योर ब्रेड एंड बटर।
जी.
पर इसके अलावा यू नो, एज पार्ट ऑफ योर एंटरटेनमेंट यू नीड टू हैव सम हॉबीज़।
जी.
अगर आप आज इस यंग एज पे हॉबीज़ नहीं इंटरेस्ट लेंगे, लेट मी टेल यू, हॉबीज़ कैन नॉट बी डेवलप्ड एट एज ऑफ वंस यू आर अबव 40 और 50।
जी.
और जब आप व्हेन एवरीथिंग इज सेटल्ड इन योर लाइफ, जब आप संन्यास आश्रम में यू कैन से जब जाते हैं प्रॉब्ली अबाउट 55-60 ईयर्स के बाद, देन यू विल नॉट नो हाउ टू पास टाइम।
जी.
So these are the hobbies only which will, I mean, keep you busy, keep you mentally occupied. Because if you are mentally occupied, your neurons will not die.
जी.
Psychologically, you will be very active. Your reaction wise will be very active. Muscles, automatically you will tune up your muscles. So you will find that your health and other things will not deteriorate that fast if you do not have hobbies.
जी. All the defense aspirants, sir, who wish to join the defense forces, they are not able to develop those OLQs, the officer-like qualities, which generally people recommend. What would you recommend them for that?
देखिए, I mean, the SSB procedures are totally different. It's all based on those 15 officers-like qualities.
जी.
Now, although defense aspirants हैं, तो कहने के लिए बड़ा आसान है कि सर एनडीए जाना है, बट एवरीबडी कैन नॉट मेक इट टू एनडीए बिकॉज यू नीड टू डेवलप सर्टेन क्वालिटीज. हर क्वालिटी तो आप नहीं डेवलप कर सकते हो, वो सारी की 15 वो आपको ट्रेनिंग अकेडमीज नहीं मिल सकती. बट देयर आर सर्टेन, जैसे आपका कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल,
जी
स्पीकिंग इन पब्लिक.
जी
बच्चे हैं बहुत शाई फील करते हैं, दे आर नॉट एबल टू स्पीक इन इंग्लिश. तो अपनी स्पोकन इंग्लिश ये बहुत इस पर ध्यान देना चाहिए राइट फ्रॉम बिगनिंग. और ये चीज़ ऐसी है कि वंस यू ग्रो अप इन योर एज, लेटर ऑन बड़ी आपको झेंप लगेगी, बड़ी हेजिटेशन रहेगी. तो ये चीज़ अगर आप लेट्स से व्हेन यू आर 9-10 ईयर्स ऑफ एज, तभी से अगर आप पिकअप कर लेंगे तो ये आएगी. एक तो इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग एंड सेकेंडली कॉन्फिडेंस इन स्पीकिंग इन टू द पब्लिक.
राइट.
स्कूल में लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ यू गेट फॉर डिबेट के लिए है, योर थिएटर का है, वेर यू आर फेसिंग द स्टूडेंट्स एंड द पब्लिक. तो वो जो कॉन्फिडेंस आता है
जी.
बात करने का, दैट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट. एंड थर्ड थिंग विच आई वुड से इज़ योर फिजिकल फिटनेस.
राइट.
फिजिकल फिटनेस पे आप शुरू से जोड़ दीजिए बिकॉज दिस इज सच अ थिंग यू कैन नॉट डेवलप ओवरनाइट.
राइट.
तो ओवरनाइट अगर आप ये चीज़ें नहीं हो सकती हैं तो उसको आपको ओवर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम करना पड़ेगा. यू नीड टू टेक आउट सम टाइम फ्रॉम योर गेम्स या अदरवाइज रूटीन एकेडमिक लाइफ से हट के. यू नीड टू हैव फोकस ऑन योर फिजिकल स्टेमिना एंड इम्प्रूवमेंट आपको करने की ज़रूरत है.
Right.
If you can do these things, let me tell you, nothing can stop you in clearing your NDA. Because जो academics part है, that is as it is getting catered for.
जी.
ठीक है. So मेहनत और लगन जब ये रहेगी, I am quite sure anybody can clear NDA. Provided they these two things जो मैंने बोली हैं, अगर ये चीज़ हो जाए.
If any aspirants wishes to take these learnings from you directly, is there a way possible, sir?
Yes, why not? हम तो in fact I am running this Tri Shakti Defense Academy. So वहाँ पे वी हैव द फैसिलिटी ऑफ ऑनलाइन एज वेल एज ऑफलाइन.
जी.
एंड जो गरीब बच्चे हैं जो बिल्कुल फीस नहीं दे सकते हैं, हमारी एकेडमी इज़ गिविंग द फैसिलिटी, गिविंग ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट.
जी.
एंड स्पेशली जो हमारे वॉर विडोज़ हैं, वीर नारियाँ हैं, उनके बच्चे हैं, वी आर गिविंग देम ऑल फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट ट्रेनिंग.
Right.
माई एम इज़ ऑलवेज टू सेंड एज मैनी यंगस्टर्स फ्रॉम यूपी एंड स्पेशली फ्रॉम लखनऊ and areas which are surrounding to in the defense forces as officers. बन सब सकते हैं provided उनको थोड़ा सा मोल्ड करने की बस ज़रूरत है.
Correct, sir.
जिसके लिए टाइम चाहिए.
Getting back to the main points which we started from, that was sir's operational roles and the combat experiences we were going on with. Sir, we have also acknowledged your roles in the counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism parts. So if you could just share your experiences towards those, because being at such a high rank and officer commanding at that point of time, you must have faced a lot of challenges as well as some facilities from your troops that they were together with you. If you could share some experiences, sir.
Okay, in fact, I had a long tenure as far as the counterinsurgency thing is concerned. The first exposure was in 1995. That time I was a major and I was commanding a battery. Battery means like a company
Right.
in an infantry. So you have 120 troops under you, and since it was I was operating in the area of Baramulla.
जी.
So Baramulla, so artillery, the role was basically limited to road opening.
जी.
Because till such time you don't clear the road, don't open the road. Open the road means कि you are securing both the lines of communication.
जी.
Because your own supply chains have to move, your convoys have to move, the army convoys which are likely to be targeted by the terrorists.
जी.
So then only the convoys are moving. The second type of job which you get as an artillery, the gunners, is the convoy protection parties.
जी.
So my role was counter-insurgency as far as the road opening is concerned.
जी.
So वो जिम्मेदारी का इलाका दिया जाता था, and early morning we used to just start and whole day ऐसे पूरा सर्च करते थे about 100 meters both sides of the road, and then you do your picketing and all at various places, dominating heights, so that all the time you are monitoring. Because you never know, somebody might just enter.
Right.
So we are clearing the road from the ID's point of view, improvised explosive devices, plus any other which we feel some suspicious activities. So all those things we are doing under the bridge, under the tree, कहीं भी ये लोग लगा सकते हैं. So we had our metal detectors and the other thing.
What was the what were the major forces which you were tackling at that time? Because right now we have some very famous name like Lashkar-e-Taiba and other terrorist organizations. What were the top organizations which were causing the major issues back then, sir?
उस टाइम लश्कर-ए-तैयबा एंड जैश-ए-मोहम्मद वो बड़े पुराने हैं, and they were very active. because you see the whole thing had started in the year later half of 1990,
जी
and they had infiltrated in mass. There were no border fencing.
जी
So I would say their ratio, and they were hiding themselves. They used to hide themselves in the villages like a normal civilian. I mean, it's very difficult to recognize कि ये जो है local है यहाँ का और
जी
he is a terrorist. It's only once he takes some action, he starts firing, then only one comes to know. तो अब ये 1995 the whole thing came to control, you can say, by around 1999. So ये जो 10 साल का पीरियड था, this was quite intense counter insurgency. Of course, I mean specialist troops हैं वहाँ पे, RR battalions हैं. They are the one who are doing actual fighting with the laying the cordon search and villages search करना and against the terrorists.
Right.
Our aim was as part of the whole counter insurgency road opening party. तो उसी में ही that's what, so about 2 years I was did that. Then when I got promoted as a full colonel, I was commanding my regiment in Farkiyan Gali, that is part of Kupwara sector.
जी
So again, since counterinsurgency was on,
जी
so that time, since at that rank you are not physically directly involved,
जी
but I mean your troops are involved.
करेक्ट सर
So my own battery commanders, like I was a battery commander in 95, so this was the year of 2001.
जी
2001 to 2003. So your parties are going on for all these operations. So directly you are also responsible. You have to motivate your troops. You have to design how to operate, so that a free access is there.
जी
Third exposure I got in the same place of Kupwara as a brigadier.
जी
So brigadier becomes a slightly higher rank where you have number of regiments under you.
राइट सर
So you can say upgraded from company commander or the battery commander to the commanding officer, then to brigadier.
जी
And by that time, since I was operating already, I had operated as a full colonel,
जी
as a CO. So each and every road and gullies and villages, everything I knew
जी
backward. So it was a great help to me when as a battery as a brigade commander there.
राइट सर
And literally I could and that another thing was there at that time, that live firing was on.
राइट
There was no ceasefire. Ceasefire took place between India and Pakistan in the year 2003.
राइट
But before that, so when I was commanding the unit, so it was totally lot of firing used to take place. So उस time भी हम लोगों ने across the casualties we used to get, plus my troops who were operating in the counter insurgency, we used to do our job there also.
जी
So next challenge was as a brigade commander, so I could literally whatever experience I had as as a battery commander, then as a CO, that again got implemented from the higher level, trickled down to the lowest level, and we got good success.
डेफिनेटली सर
Thereafter, of course, the fourth tenure, that was Udhampur. I was the Major General Artillery, looking after now at the command level it was.
जी
So, but that was more for artillery, employment of artillery, and less on the counterinsurgency, because at that level you're not directly involved.
राइट
So,
generally all those commanding the units and the battalions the terrorist organizations, the Paki army definitely targets them directly, giving them threat calls, threat messages that we'll do this, do that with the army and with you. So how was that feel coming all around, because there was no ceasefire, as you said. There were a lot of insurgency and like border across the border. So how was that experience?
that time, what used to happen whenever we used to move. Of course, I mean, if they get a shot, let's say a full colonel also,
जी
that would have been a great achievement. What to talk of the brigadiers and the major generals or the GOCs there. तो नहीं तो फिर internationalize ज़्यादा हो जाता है.
जी
So they were looking for, of course. But then we have our own drills. I mean, whenever we used to move, like I remember in my when I was a CO, so we used to have a convoy of 4 vehicles.
राइट
One protection आगे पीछे, and बीच में 2 vehicles. Sometimes I used to sit in the आगे वाले में, कभी पीछे वाले में, and we never used to write any designation or something. अच्छा CO जा रहा है. Even as a brigadier, so since I was there, तो वहाँ पे number of vehicles further increases to about 7.
जी
So you are moving in a convoy of 7, a lot of protection, including a jammer also, and and no flags. Otherwise, you're supposed to fly that flag and 1 star लगा होता है सामने, बस सब कुछ नहीं रहता था. तो कौन जा रहा है उस गाड़ी में? GOC भी हो सकते हैं, ब्रिगेड कमांडर भी हो सकता है, या CO भी हो सकते हैं. सो इस टाइप से हम लोगों की मूवमेंट रहती थी, एंड यूज्ड टू मूव एट अ फास्ट स्पीड.
Right.
Because if you have to beat the terrorist as far as the ID के लिए है, because by that time he, let's say, he want to trigger an ID, it will take some time, you know. So if you are moving across fast through that particular static location of ID, then the speed can only save you.
Right, sir.
So these are the various drills and the good experience there.
Right, sir. Coming to the second parts of, see, as you said, there were not many equipments back then to like counter each and every part. Army had its own facilities, but comparing it to the international standards, we were lacking somewhere. But right now, seeing the current conditions, we have definitely increased the capabilities. Seeing the use of AI and drones in the Indian Army, what do you feel that if we had the same level of like technology and tech with us, would the things have been different, or would you have used it the very same way?
If I now these days, you know, the technologies have the AI has been introduced, and the total art of war has actually changed.
Right, sir.
I mean, it started off from the Russia-Ukraine war. So that's the time when the entire all the countries they also modified, restructured their army. So अगर यही चीज़ like your question is कि अगर यही चीज़ हमारे पास पहले होती तो how that things would have been totally any day much better.
जी.
बिकॉज देखिए सर्वेलेंस के लिए पहले हम लोग इवन इफ यू टू गो फॉर ऑपरेशन वॉर के लिए आई मीन यू हैव टू सेंड योर पेट्रोल्स टू गेट द इन्फॉर्मेशन.
करेक्ट सर.
कि अच्छा कितना है वहाँ पे, कितने बंकर हैं, कहाँ कहाँ माइन फील्ड है, कहाँ उनका लॉजिस्टिक्स है, कहाँ उनका डंप्स हैं. तो ये सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए टू सेंड पेट्रोल्स. अदरवाइज अब के ज़माने में तो यू हैव टू जस्ट सेंड द ड्रोन, वो सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको दे देगा.
करेक्ट सर.
So you are saving your troops. I mean, direct contact of the troops is not there. So you're basically reducing the casualties. And secondly, the technology is helping you to take decisions.
Right.
You can decide, you can modify, you can you plan on the various contingencies. So operations would have been any day easier if the same thing, what equipments are available now and previously, things would have been totally different. We would have got much success. लाइक ये लोग जैसे इन्फिल्ट्रेट ही करके आए थे 1990 में, तो हमारे पास इन्फॉर्मेशन पहले से होती तो वी वुड हैव बीन अलर्ट एंड अकॉर्डिंगली होता. बट आजकल ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है.
So we could say on a front that it was the josh and the courage of those men who were fighting on those borders. They were surpassing the technology back then.
Absolutely, because it was all, and of course the initiative and the ingenuity of the leaders at the various level.
Right, sir.
Because they are the one who have to plan.
Right.
And on the spot in counterinsurgency, it's basically the junior leadership which is more important. Because on the spot, the men who are fighting, the leader who is fighting, he may be a Havaldar, he may be a JCO, but he has to take the decision.
Right, sir.
So mental mobility उतनी चाहिए and decision making has to be that much. So if the inputs are more, जो आजकल मिलते हैं हम लोगों को, the whole cycle of taking decision, that OODA loop as such, that fastens up, that hastens up.
So was the Army Intelligence Corps that active back then, or was it more of a back-end part and not so on the forward part, recovering those many information? Like currently the Army Intelligence Corps works with a lot of other government organizations as well, tackling a lot of information beforehand, कि पहले ही पता चल जाता है कि क्या movements हो सकती हैं या current conditions कैसी हो सकती हैं. So the Army knows कि क्या क्या हम movements ले सकते हैं. Was it the same back then, or was it a bit different?
No, you see the intelligence point of view as such, the int code था, ऐसा नहीं है कि आर्मी में नहीं था intelligence. Only thing it was limited to the electronic warfare point of view से.
जी.
तो हमारे वो थे जो डिटेक्ट करते थे EW यूनिट्स जिनको बोलते हैं, तो सारी कन्वर्सेशंस एंड ऑल दे यूज्ड टू कम टू नो कहाँ पर क्या थ्रेट हो रहा है, कहाँ से ये लोग आने वाले हैं. तो कुछ हद तक इन्फॉर्मेशन वी यूज्ड टू गेट. But then there were other ent agencies like the RAW भी ऑपरेट करती थी, the other organizations जो सेंट्रल लेवल at the government level पर हैं वो भी ऑपरेट करते थे. But the only thing what we found lacking was the integration of these ent agencies. जी. Because everybody was trying to score, one-upmanship ज़्यादा चलती थी, तो कोई इंटेलिजेंस शेयर नहीं करता था एक दूसरे के साथ. Of course now they have been coordinated that way. तो ये एक बड़ा मेजर ड्रॉबैक रहता था. Because the higher level of organization getting intelligence, उनके पास information, उनके पास उस हिसाब से equipment and other things, sources are much more, and they can get information much prior to what the army used to get that time.
Correct,
बट
sir.
देन समहाउ इंटीग्रेशन नहीं था तो ये थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ रहता था.
थोड़ा सा lacking behind था.
हाँ.
जी.
बट देन आई मीन वी यूज्ड टू स्टिल मैनेज इट. सो आर्मी की इंटेलिजेंस भी थी, काफ़ी थी, ऐसा नहीं है.
जी.
But now, of course, with the sophisticated equipment, high-tech equipment coming in, intelligence is much better, much better now. Even at the border also, you know, a lot of electronic devices are there. Like even artillery also used to operate. We have a equipment LOROS करके, तो पूरा detect करता है at whole even at night. You get the entire detection जैसे जैसे ये लोग आते हैं, and that acts as a early warning for our troops, the infantry battalions.
Right.
So जैसे ही वो आता है, we give the information and they send their ambush parties and all. That's how we get the kills right at the border. आजकल भी न्यूज़ में सुनते होगे, अच्छा वहाँ ऑपरेशन हुआ, we checked, killed so many terrorists while crossing. तो अब उसी में से कहीं कोई एक आध लीक आउट कर जाए, कोई बड़ा ग्रुप आ रहा है, चांसेस आर देयर, बट देन वेरी ब्लीक.
Right, sir. And sir, how do you see what's the level of difference that has been created in the level of weapons? Like as far as I know, you were using Bofors and other howitzers back then, and now the things have changed completely. We are with Vansak and other howitzers which are being into action. How do you see the difference? Like, has it evolved as it should have over the 20 or the 30 years so far?
You see, the Bofors हमारी आई थी, that was the time mid-80s में, I would say.
जी.
When I was a battery commander, that time भी हमने देखी थी, ये गन आई थी उस टाइम. But then thereafter, the upgunning of the equipment within the artillery, it never happened.
जी.
Probably the government policies ऐसी थी, ये लोग, they never went in for any purchases. So but then there was a requirement. Once the life of the Bofors 10 years, 15 years down the line, there was a need felt where we need to have higher caliber of guns.
Right.
And of course, I would say somewhere beginning of the decade 2011 say onwards, then the things started moving. Of course, now we are much better off.
Right.
We have got now separate guns for our ULH आ गया, ultra light howitzers,
जी.
जो कि mountain में deployed होता है, because they are lighter, they can be carried by the choppers also, by our knees. And our indigenous guns आ गई हैं अभी.
जी.
Lot of private companies they have produced, like L&T has produced,
जी.
and much higher caliber. So higher caliber means greater damage, greater TNT content going into the enemy area, so greater damage.
Right,
So
sir.
ये upgunning हुई है. And the secondly, the missiles.
जी.
Missiles starting from the lowest range, shortest range से higher range तक भी, they are all under artillery.
Correct, sir.
ये चीज़ पहले नहीं होती थी. Of course, the missile development program इंदिरा गांधी के टाइम से ही ये बनाया गया था, but then progress was not that much. What progress now we have seen in last, you can say from 2014 onwards, progress is hell of a lot. एमनिशन भी अगर आप देखें, एमनिशन भी स्टॉकिंग हम लोगों की उतनी पहले नहीं होती थी. अब जो है एमनिशन हमारे काफ़ी स्टॉक्ड हैं, एंड द टाइप ऑफ वॉरफेयर इज देयर, वी नीड टू गो अंडरग्राउंड. सो अब हमारे अंडरग्राउंड एमनिशन स्टोरेज साइट्स हैं, बंकर्स हैं, पहले ये चीज़ नहीं होती.
मतलब कुछ हद तक आर्मी को एक फ्री हैंड प्रोवाइड करा गया है बाय द
Yes,
ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस
yes, yes.
कि दे कैन डिसाइड व्हाट दे विश फॉर.
Yes. The free hand was there, you can say, after, because I've seen the change.
जी.
2001 onwards, I mean, they used to be free hand given.
जी.
कि anything happening, when the firing was across the border,
जी.
so we used to fire. And
before
later
that,
on, उसके बाद फिर हम बल्कि रिपोर्ट करते थे कि सर
जी.
वहाँ से आया था and we have fired.
Like before that was the case कि we could not like revert fires and there was a limitation कि इससे बड़े rounds of fire नहीं कर सकते.
हाँ बिल्कुल, because you cannot escalate up the ladder. अगर ठीक है कोई वहाँ से स्मॉल आर्म्स फायरिंग हुई है तो यू कांट स्ट्रेट अवे स्टार्ट फायरिंग आर्टिलरी शेल, बिकॉज आप आर्टिलरी फायर करोगे तो देन दे विल आल्सो स्टार्ट फायरिंग देयर आर्टिलरी शेल. तो अगर मोटर तक है तो यू आल्सो काउंटर दैट विद योर इन्फेंट्री मोटर्स. एट बेस्ट यू कैन जंप ऑन टू दी आर्टिलरी मोटर्स, बट देन उससे ऊपर हम लोग नहीं जाते थे. So in case yes enemy is firing, then of course we used to also escalate to our field gun, then to our buffers.
Right.
तो ऐसे चलता था.
So the level of retaliation was dependent कि किस level का fire वहाँ से
किस level का fire है, what is the reaction, how is the enemy behaving, and based on that the decision used to be taken.
Correct, sir. Sir, shifting from such high combat zones to completely office level roles and commanding roles as a Major General, because you were also the General Officer commanding for Purv UP and Madhya UP sub area. How was that transition as well? Because starting from artillery to going to aviation, then multiple operations, it was more of an active zone, I would say. कि आप regular basis पे action देख रहे हो, आप plannings कर रहे हो, अपने troops के साथ connect कर रहे हो, and you are actually a part of the field and combat area. Then shifting to completely office level job roles, that transition must have been a bigger change. How did you feel that, sir?
Not that big a change. Of course, the role is totally different, I would say, because once you are in the operations, now you have seen the operational front, right? हम लोग जूनियर से लेके सीनियर लेवल तक, मेजर जनरल तक मैं जो हूँ देख रहा हूँ कि ऑपरेशंस कैसे हो रहा है एट द ग्रास रूट लेवल, right at the higher level also. So now keeping that in mind, the role of sub areas are totally different. They are looking after the rear area security as well as giving you, in case of a war, they are giving you the support. They have to ensure all the convoys they move. They have to keep the lines of communication open, the bridges secured, and all those.
जी.
And the peacetime is of course ये अपना नेचुरल कैलेमिटीज़ में हेल्प करना, फ्लड आ गया है, फेमाइन हो गया है, उन सब चीज़ों में हेल्प करते थे. तो दिस रोल इज़ डिफरेंट, बट देन वी न्यू कि हमारी क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है सिटिंग एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल देयर इन द ऑपरेशनल बैटल फील्ड.
Right, sir.
तो पीछे क्या होना चाहिए ये ऑलरेडी थॉट प्रोसेस है. सो दैट प्रोबब्ली हेल्प्ड.
Right, sir.
तो यहाँ पे जो भी लॉजिस्टिक्स के इंस्टॉलेशंस हैं, दैट्स व्हाट आई मीन वी आर कमांडिंग, बी इट ऑर्डिनेंस डिपोज,
जी.
ammunition depots, your military hospitals, and all the workshops. वहाँ पे हम लोग भेजते थे. लेट्स से इन द फॉरवर्ड एरिया द डिफरेंस आई वुड मेंशन, सम टैंक आना है या गन आनी है ओवरऑलिंग के लिए,
जी.
तो वहाँ बैठ कर बोलते हैं इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है ओवरऑलिंग के लिए, द गन शुड कम बैक फास्ट बिकॉज वी वेर इन नीड ऑफ अ गन, बिकॉज दो
Correct,
गन
sir.
भी अगर चली गई आउट ऑफ 18, it does make a difference.
Very huge change, जी.
तो यहाँ पर आई यूज्ड टू एंश्योर कि भाई जो भी गन्स आती हैं लेट्स मूव इट फास्ट.
जी.
तो कट शॉर्ट उसको स्ट्रीमलाइन प्रोसीजर करना. तो इनफैक्ट द ऑपरेशनल थिंग दैट हेल्प मी इन डूइंग माई जॉब हियर एज अ जीओसी सब एरिया. तो ये सारी चीज़ें. एंड ऑफ कोर्स द अदर पार्ट इज द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स.
Correct, sir.
There are various number of polyclinics also where the ex-servicemen के साथ डीलिंग होती है. And aim is कि our ex-servicemen also, I mean they also deserve best of the facilities. I mean they can't be just discarded like this.
जी.
So aim is to give the best of their, so that their welfare and other things are looked after.
Correct, sir. Sir, approx कितनी इसकी सर्विस आपकी कंप्लीट हुई होगी बिफोर अटेनिंग द रैंक ऑफ अ मेजर जनरल? Just for the viewers, Major General is the second highest rank an officer can achieve, because obviously then it's the Lieutenant General and there's the General. General is General of the Army, so that's not a rank most of the officers achieve. That's the Lieutenant General, the highest rank an officer can generally achieve. So being a Major General, the second highest rank in Army, like how long did it take you?
For me it took about 32 years.
Right, sir.
32 years. But then of course, I mean that was a time when our higher headquarters have also realized, the army headquarters realized कि ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा लेट है. We need to be promoted much earlier. Even the brigadiers, like I picked up my rank as a brigadier at almost 26-27 years of service.
Right, sir.
ठीक है. So even the colonels also, as a full colonel, I got my command almost 18-19 years of service. आजकल the same thing has been reduced because a need has been felt. If the commanders, right, your COs, your brigade commanders, including your divisional commanders, they need to be a little young.
Right, sir.
आजकल they are having COs at 14-15 years of service, and by the time 19-20 years होता है तो he becomes a brigadier. 19 से लेकर 22 depending on the arm and the service किस में है वो, and major general यही कोई 27, 26, 28 ऐसे जो हैं आजकल बन जाते हैं. So that has reduced the overall age, a young profile of leaders. तो उसका अभी एक चेंज हो गया है.
Do you feel, sir, कि compared to the other uniform organization, that's the IPS, there's a bit of a disparity, because the major general rank, the equivalent rank in the IPS, a person can achieve in 17 years from their service. Coming on that, while they're in their training part, they get 1 star for completion of the initial years, and later on they get 2nd star. When they're commissioned as an IPS officer, they already have 3-star ranks, equivalent to our captain. Do you feel there's a disparity that similar organization gets their ranks much faster?
My views are a little different on this. You see, one organization जिसका कि role and every career profile सब चीज़ अलग है.
जी.
One cannot compare with let's say the IAS categories or the IPS category. वहाँ तो देखिए इतने fast हो जाता है. क्लास में गेस्टेड ऑफिसर वो भी हैं, हम लोग भी हैं, सभी हैं.
जी.
But then each organization has got their own constraint. हमारे यहाँ पे the armed forces have got a pyramidal. तो वैकेंसीज एट यू कीप गेनिंग योर हायर रैंक्स पे धीरे धीरे कम होती जाती हैं एंड दोज आर फिक्स्ड वैकेंसीज बिकॉज दैट हैज़ गॉट इम्प्लीकेशंस फॉर योर फाइनेंसेस योर ओवरऑल बजटिंग में. सो दोज वैकेंसीज हैव बीन फिक्स्ड कि आपकी हर रेजिमेंट में हर आर्म में अच्छा इतनी वैकेंसी होंगी मेजर जनरल्स की या ब्रिगेडियर्स की. तो उसी हिसाब से वी मूव अप द लेडर. सो नेचुरली इट टेक्स टाइम एंड सेकेंडली सुपर सेशन आई वुड से is much more in the armed forces as compared to the others. So comparison same level platform अगर हो
जी
फिर तो ठीक है
जी.
but तो so you cannot compare literally the IPS and the IS with the that's what my view is. I mean though काफ़ी लोग कुछ और भी चीज़ें बोलते रहते हैं but my views are different on this.
So do you feel the committee set up initially in the early 2000s that we should either remove the rank of brigadier and उनकी deputations major generals को दी जाए या फिर लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल की रैंक रिमूव करके उसकी deputations को क्लोज करा जाए, कंप्लीट करा जाए विद द कर्नल रैंक. तो जो आर्मी का एक फनल बना हुआ है दैट्स द पिरामिडिकल स्ट्रक्चर आपने कहा बिकॉज 86% of the army is lieutenant colonel and below and to get on the rank of major general it's either 0.3% as per criteria as per their credibility and 0.8% as per time frame. So that could have been reduced and much better.
उसमें yes I mean इस पे भी research work and lot of committees have been deputed to come to a solution. तो इस पे काफ़ी काम हुआ है. Like I will give you my own personal example. उस टाइम जब हम लोग थे we could maximum rank go time wise time scale wise up to rank of major only. There was no time scale lieutenant colonel, there was no time scale full colonel. अब जो है टू इंक्रीज द सेटिस्फेक्शन लेवल ऑफ द ऑफिसर्स तो टाइम स्केल प्रमोशंस फॉर लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल्स एंड इवन फुल कर्नल्स आर देयर. And full colonel of course selection grade is also there but otherwise let's say after a number of 25-26 years of service an officer can always become a time scale full colonel rank also. Same तो ये चीज़ जब स्टडी हुई तो पैरेलल मूवमेंट्स भी फिर स्टार्ट हुए लाइक गोइंग ऑन डेपुटेशन टू द अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. तो उस पर भी थोड़ा काम हुआ. So the moment anybody is going out on deputation, a vacancy gets created. Right. So more number of officers can be promoted. तो इस पर काफ़ी काम हुआ है and but then still it is paramedical थोड़ा सा कम हुआ है but then still it is there. Because I mean you can't help it actually.
Actually, the committee thought of that if we could restructure the army, because other organizations have way lesser amount of ranks. That's also a point. Like army has not been restructured for last 42 years. Like you were commissioned as second lieutenant, now the commissioned officers get their first rank as lieutenant. So if that could happen, like there was a big change, that was a big change. So if that could happen, do you feel that if we also give them some rank, so maybe rank of a second lieutenant even, while they're in their training period, like the IPS or other organizations, that would give them some special aid, like if they get injured या उन्हें कोई इंजरी ऐसी हो जाती है बिकॉज ऑफ दैट उन्हें IMA से ड्रॉप आउट होना पड़ता है. सो दैट वुड एक्चुअली गिव देम सम काइंड ऑफ सपोर्ट और मे बी अ एड फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट.
IMA लेवल पर तो है बट इट इज नॉट देयर एट द NDA लेवल. राइट. बिकॉज IMA पर तो है. IMA आई मीन यू आर ट्रीटेड एज अ सेकंड लेफ्टिनेंट since you have not been commissioned, so you're not putting on a rank. You're called as a gentleman cadet, but then your rank as such is a second lieutenant. Because the moment you pass out, become a commissioned officer, you are getting the rank of lieutenant. जी. And उस दौरान जो 1 year आप रहते हैं उस दौरान you get a pay of second lieutenant only. Right. ठीक. So वो भी चीज़ हुई. And secondly the commanders at all level उनके भी rank में भी फ़र्क आया है. That's where the satisfaction level has been improved. I'll give you an example. जैसे हमारे टाइम में even a major used to command. जी. जो smaller units हैं that have been now upgraded to full colonel. जो units and the battalions lieutenant colonel command करते थे. जी. Now they are being commanded by full colonel. So a higher rank commanding a lower organization ये भी चीज़ हुई है. This has increased the vacancies at various level. राइट सर. बिकॉज जो वैकेंसीज फिक्स हैं जितनी बटालियंस हैं उतना फुल कर्नल्स होंगे. करेक्ट. ठीक है वो फिक्स्ड है. तो उतने ही पहले जो लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल्स थे नाउ दे आर फुल कर्नल्स. जी. पहले फुल कर्नल्स की और कम थी.
जी
तो ये इंक्रीज इन वैकेंसीज हुई है, दिस सेटिस्फैक्शन इज देयर, बट स्टिल आई मीन पिरामिडिकल स्ट्रक्चर तो रहेगा, मे बी लिटिल फ्लैट एट द
जी
बेस और मे बी एट द टॉप.
we see today on the internet, there are a lot of military podcasts. A lot of colonels and retired other officers, even junior ranking officers, have been coming on podcasts and वो काफ़ी ऐसी military information insight भी at times provide कर देते हैं, which public feels कि this was a bit too sensitive to provide. Like if we go on Lucky Best's part, he has been the CM security, he has been in the NSG, he claims to be an ex-RAW officer. And revealing his training and inside paths, could that have been a critical mistake कि शायद थोड़ी चीज़ें और better way में या थोड़े safe way में present करनी चाहिए थी?
My view on this is, I mean, such information actually should not be revealed. After all, देखो advantage किसको हो रहा है? You might be getting a little cheap popularity. I mean, your viewership and other thing may go up. ठीक है, but then everything is not TRP based. You are giving out information. एक information देखो कितना importance होगी, ये तो दुश्मन वाले को मालूम है ना.
जी.
तो आपकी जो अंदर की बातें, हाउ द ऑपरेशंस हैव टू बी फॉर, जो टेक्निकल दीज थिंग्स आई फील शुड नॉट बी मेड ओपन टू द पब्लिक. इट शुड बी लेफ्ट टू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन द वे दे वांट टू फाइट, एंड निटिग्रिटीज आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. ओवरऑल ब्रॉड ठीक है, मीन जैसे इक्विपमेंट है, क्या इक्विपमेंट
जी.
है, अगर ये इन्फॉर्मेशन दे भी देगा कोई, इट जस्ट डजंट मैटर बिकॉज वो तो शरेआम अवेलेबल है.
जी.
आप ओपन मार्केट से आप खरीद रहे हैं ये चीज़, या प्राइवेट कंपनीज बना रही हैं, दैट इन्फॉर्मेशन इज देयर, बट व्हाट मैटर्स इज हाउ टू यूज इट.
Right, sir.
You see, so ये जो हाउ एंड व्हेन एंड क्या तरीका यूज करना, ये इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं लीक होनी चाहिए.
Correct, sir.
बिकॉज द एनिमी कैन ऑलवेज टेक एडवांटेज एंड दे आर ऑलवेज लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड फॉर सच पीपल.
Right, sir.
सो दी चीप पॉपुलैरिटी आई वुड से, दैट्स मेरे को तो वही समझ में आता है, व्हाई आर दे डूइंग इट.
जी. Sir, before ending the podcast, we would need a ending closure line from you, that if somebody wishes to be like you, because you were like you are a very big inspiration for all of us. Like if somebody wishes to join the National Defense Academy or the IMA or any other armed forces organization through any of the exams, what should he focus on and what should he do to become officer like you?
देखिए, अगर किसी ने जाना है, anybody wants to join the armed forces, I would say the NDA is the best time to go,
जी.
because you are still in a mind where you can be trained, where you can be molded, and secondly the availability of the vacancies, of course, much more in the NDA stage rather than at a much later stage.
जी.
And your 12th syllabus, 11th 12th syllabus which is there, the same thing is covered in your NDA, whereas the moment you go for higher exams, let's say FCAT or CDS, I mean the scope is totally unlimited. So there's a best chance there, and the number of years of training which you get.
जी.
NDA 3 years, then IMA 1 year, so total 4 years of training.
जी.
One can literally feel the difference in the behavior and the operating pattern of an officer who is an ex-NDA as compared to anybody who is joined OTA or CDS or AFCAT directly. So difference है
जी.
physically as well as their mental behavior also, I would say.
So do you feel the army creates a difference between the officers who have joined through NDA, then IMA, then their commission, or
नहीं,
somebody coming from directly?
They all are treated in a similar manner. There is just no difference. But their output, मैंने देखा है, output का काफ़ी फर्क पड़ जाता है. If an officer has passed out from NDA, I mean he is totally, वो बिल्कुल अलग से ही पता चल जाता है.
जी.
The way he behaves, the way he operates, he is totally different. There is no difference as far as कोई भी कमीशन का है, they are treated in the same way.
Right.
There is no special preference, अच्छा ये NDA वाला है तो इसको ज़्यादा काम दो, या ये ज़्यादा अच्छे से कर लेगा. That impartiality is not there.
The army treats everybody
Partiality
equally.
is not there. They treat you the same.
Right, sir. If just suppose somebody is not able to go through an officer entry and wishes to enlist in the army as a Jawan, do you feel the current going Agniveer scheme has done any benefit to as a person? Like if somebody wishes to join the army and serve the nation, do you feel कि Agniveer scheme भी उसको equal justice कर सकती है?
देखिए, अग्निवीर सिस्टम वाई इट वाज इंट्रोड्यूस, एम इज कि ओवरऑल हमारा जो एवरेज एज ऑफ अ फाइटिंग सोल्जर, दैट शुड रिड्यूस, विच वाज अर्लियर प्रायर टू द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ अग्निवीर, इट वाज ऑलमोस्ट अबाउट 32 years. 32 years पे एक फिजिकली स्टैंडर्ड्स you cannot compare with a boy or a soldier who is 24-25. बहुत डिफरेंस आ जाता है.
जी।
द डिटेरियोरेशन विच टेक्स प्लेस फिजिकली.
जी.
सो उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए दैट्स व्हाई दिस स्कीम वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. एम वाज टू गेट एवरेज एज अबाउट 26 or so.
जी.
And the only thing which has been my personal view is कि why Agniveer 5 years 4 years is fine. इसको थोड़ा सा percentage of permanent intake
जी.
वो उसको बढ़ा देना चाहिए था. Like they are taking only 25%,
Right.
75% they are going back after 4 years of service in the army. So this could be increased other way round.
जी.
75% being accepted
जी.
and then 25% being weaning out. Why I say this figure?
जी.
Because let's say once you start commanding a unit, that's the time you realize that almost 20-25% ही जवान ऐसे हैं those who are looking forward to कि भाई मेरी मिनिमम सर्विस पूरी हो और मैं बाहर निकलूँ पेंशन लेके.
जी.
ये है. So if you have 75% ये जो motivated whom you can select,
जी.
whom you can make out कि ये जो है ये उस 25 कैटेगरी में तो नहीं आएगा, तो उसको आप पहले से विन आउट कर दीजिए.
Correct.
It gives an opportunity to the organization to weed out such guys कि जो धीरे धीरे माइंड सेट हो जाता है, अच्छा ठीक है हमें तो पेंशन तक करना है उसके बाद निकल जाएंगे.
जी.
तो इस वजह से दिस 75% शुड बी इनटेक परमानेंट एंड 25% कैन ऑलवेज बी वीडेड आउट एट दैट स्टेज.
Correct.
एंड उससे आपका एंड ऑफ कोर्स पेंशन में भी जो इन लोगों का मेन प्रॉब्लम है कि वे पहले पेंशन मिलती थी अब नहीं मिलेगी. तो इक्वल अमाउंट ऑफ मनी विच इज़ बीइंग गिवन, अगर उसी चीज़ को आप अगर इन्वेस्ट करें द अमाउंट ऑफ मनी विच यू आर गेटिंग एट द एंड ऑफ 4 years इंक्लूडिंग वट एवर यू हैव बीन पेड प्लस द लमसम जो मिलता है ऑलमोस्ट 20 to 25 lakhs आपको मिल रहा है. नाउ यू कंपेयर द इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ दिस एंड द पेंशन मान लीजिए आपको मिले, ठीक है, आपको ये इन्वेस्टमेंट वाले से आपको ज़्यादा मिलेगा.
जी.
आई हैव डन कैलकुलेशन ऑन दिस.
जी.
तो ये जो डिसग्रंटलमेंट है अमंग द यूथ, तो वो एक्चुअली आंसर होती है. एंड सेकेंडली यूथ ऐसा नहीं है कि उसकी वजह से आ नहीं रही है.
जी.
लैक्स एंड लैक्स ऑफ जवान आजकल आता है,
जी.
यूथ आ रही है फॉर रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए, उसमें तो कोई कमी नहीं आई है. दे हैव रियलाइज्ड इनिशियली ये एक्चुअली इसको पॉलिटिसाइज ज़्यादा कर दिया गया. और बट ओनली वन ड्रॉबैक विच आई हैव टोल्ड यू, दे कैन इंक्रीज दिस परसेंटेज फ्रॉम 25 to 75. 75 नहीं हो सकता, 50 तो करें.
जी. So do you feel as a commanding officer when you get troops who do not have a surety that if they'll sacrifice themselves or maybe given that level of best from their end, they don't have a guarantee that they'll be selected in the army permanently? Does that make a difference in the attitude of soldiers towards their commanding officers and towards their nation?
नहीं, इससे ज़्यादा फर्क तो नहीं पड़ता. ऑफ कोर्स देयर आर ट्रुप्स दो यू नो वो कहते हैं कि जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि ठीक है अपना पेंशन करो. अब उनका प्रमोशन भी अगर होता है, लेट्स से फ्रॉम लांस नायक से नायक बना दिया जाता है या नायक से हवलदार के लिए, वो प्रमोशन भी वो लोग कहते हैं कि नहीं हमें नहीं चाहिए. बिकॉज द मोमेंट यू आर प्रमोटेड योर मिनिमम एज ऑफ सर्विंग और द सर्विस का वो पीरियड जो है वो बढ़ जाता है.
जी.
बट वेर दे वांट टू गेट आउट एट द अर्लीस्ट.
जी.
तो ये है. बट देन उनके परफॉर्मेंस में लेट मी टेल यू ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं है.
जी.
माइनर डिफरेंस 19-20 का ही बस फर्क होगा, एक्सेप्ट फ्यू सम बैड हेड्स हैं तो वो बात अलग है. बट अदरवाइज देर इज नो डिफरेंस इन द परफॉर्मेंस लेवल.
जी.
दे हैव मेड देयर माइंड क्लियर, अच्छा ठीक है जैसे मिनिमम सर्विस होगी वी विल गो आउट.
जी.
बट देन काम पूरा करते हैं, ऐसा उसमें कोई कमी नहीं है.
Correct. So you have served for 37.5 years, retired at a very superannuated age in 2019. You have served through two very ideologically different governments. What difference do you feel, sir?
You see, I of course like the way you have what question you have put across, there was a total difference which at least I felt. I mean, जब से ये present government has come from 2014 onwards, and उससे पहले का समय भी हमने देखा है. In fact, my majority of my service have been before that.
Right, sir.
And whichever government was there, I am not telling the name or something, but we have felt the difference in form of restructuring and equipment point of view. Say, the amount of equipment which has now come after 2014
Right.
is just tremendous, and all based on the modern concepts of fighting a warfare.
Right, sir.
पहले जो था, we were fighting, we had shortage of ammunition also, we had shortages of equipment, clothing.
जी.
I'll give you an example, like when I was a major and doing those road opening parties, there was shortage of bulletproof jackets. All my troops didn't have. I had 120 men under me and 2 officers, and हमें मिला के 3 हो जाते हैं, so 123. And we had just about jackets of 75.
Right, sir.
So of course my preference was कि मेरे जवान के पास होना चाहिए, भले मेरे पास ना हो, and I used to roam around without bulletproof jacket. So ये अब वो चीज़ नहीं है. अब better bulletproof आ गया and 100% stocking is there.
जी
100% turned around is there. तो ये तो मैं बड़ी छोटी सी इक्विपमेंट की बात कर रहा हूँ.
जी
और अब दूसरी चीज़ है, फ्री डिसीजन मेकिंग में फ्री हैंड दिया गया है. पहले फिर भी जैसे आई टोल्ड यू कि पहले हम लोग राउंड फायर कर देते थे, देन वी यूज्ड टू से
जी
फर्दर फायरिंग के लिए ऑर्डर हमें लेने पड़ते थे.
जी
अब वो चीज़ नहीं है. सो दीज आर द टू बिगेस्ट चेंजेस आई हैव सीन.
जी
तो एंड दिस इज ऑफ कोर्स फॉर अ बेटर. इफ़ यू से कि कौन सा बेटर है, मैं तो बोलूँगा 2014 के बाद वाला बेटर है. बिकॉज द वे वी आर मार्चिंग अहेड, आत्मनिर्भर भारत के अंतर्गत जो भी कुछ बन रहा है इंडिजिनसली,
Right,
इट विल सेव लॉट ऑफ मनी एंड वी आर ऑफ कोर्स नाउ वी आर एक्सपोर्टिंग इन फैक्ट डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट
राइट
टू द ट्यून ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट 30-35,000 करोड़ वर्थ.
राइट सर.
सो ये क्या कर रहे हैं, देखिए अब हम लोग लेटेस्ट प्राइवेट सेक्टर को हम लेकर आए हैं. सो लेटेस्ट आपको इक्विपमेंट मिलेंगे जो कि गवर्नमेंट की एजेंसीज आपको नहीं दे सकती हैं. अदरवाइज यू हैव टू बाई ऑफ द शेल्फ.
राइट
ऑफ द शेल्फ में देयर आर लॉट ऑफ यू नो ये रिस्ट्रिक्शंस रहती हैं.
जी
अब वही चीज़ ट्रांसफ़र टेक्नोलॉजी जो पहले कभी नहीं हुई अब हो रही है. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस बिटवीन प्रायर टू 2014 एंड नाउ.
जी we'll definitely take that on note when we get it from somebody like you who has seen all the conditions throughout India and served in both of the conditions. Getting something like this from you definitely means a lot, sir. Has there been any instances, sir, which you felt कि ठीक है they are troops but back behind they are also human and there are some very human tendencies कि ये तो कैसे हो सकता है.
नहीं, मैं आपको इनफैक्ट बड़ा एक लाइव एग्जांपल दूंगा, आई मीन विच आई पर्सनली एक्सपीरियंस. देखिए इंडियंस की ना जो माइंडसेट होता है ना, वो ये होता है कि जहाँ पे नो लिखा है तो वहाँ पक्का, ऐसे नो कैसे बोल दिया, मैं पक्का वहाँ जाऊँगा. जैसे यहाँ लिखा है नो पार्किंग तो पक्का जाके वहाँ पे पार्किंग करेंगे.
जी
तो आई मीन आई फेस्ड अ लाइव सिचुएशन लाइक दिस. आई वाज अ लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल दैट टाइम एंड एरोपी यूनिट आई वाज कमांडिंग एंड इट वाज अ ह्यूज बेस.
जी
एंड तो वहाँ पे माई एम, आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन अ ग्राउंड सोल्जर. ऑफिस में हम ज़्यादा बैठते नहीं हैं, ग्राउंड पे ज़्यादा जाते थे. तो वहाँ मैं एक सही लाइन में जब मैं गया उधर तो देखा वहाँ पे कूड़ा मॉर्निंग में, ठीक है, सारे जवान अपना सब साफ़ सफाई करके झाड़ू लगा के, जो भी सफाई वाले अलग होते हैं वो भी आते थे. बट देन कूड़ा जो है बाहर एक जगह, कई एक जगह और डस्टबिन पड़ा हुआ है वहाँ पर. डस्टबिन का इस्तेमाल नहीं हुआ. डस्टबिन एब्सोल्युटली नीडेड, जबकि उस पर लिखा भी हुआ है यूज़ भी. तो व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू गो अराउंड आई यूज्ड टू टेक माय सुबेदार मेजर आल्सो अलोंग. तो हमने बोला साहब ऐसा क्यों है, क्यों इस डस्टबिन में क्यों नहीं डालते हैं जहाँ से इक्वली कलेक्ट हो जाएगा. कहा ठीक नहीं, आई विल इंश्योर. कई एक वीक निकल गए, एक महीने के बाद जब हम रोज़ ही देखते रहते थे, नो चेंज. एक महीने के बाद मैंने तंग आके बोल दिया, हमने कहा साहब ऐसा करो, ये जो डस्टबिन है ना इसके ऊपर लिख दो प्लीज़ डू नॉट यूज़ मी.
जी
एंड आदित्य आप विश्वास नहीं करोगे, अगले दिन से कूड़ा, अब मेरे को बोलने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी, नहीं सुधार मेजर अपने आप उसमें जाने लगा.
जी
ये है माइंडसेट एंड दिस इज इंडियन मेंटालिटी बाय द वे जो भी है. तो ये चीज़ चाहे वो सोल्जर हो जाए चाहे नॉन सोल्जर है, वो आदत वही रहती है.
करेक्ट.
लाइव एग्जांपल, यू जस्ट आस्क्ड दैट क्वेश्चन सो आई थॉट आई विल जस्ट टेल यू.
इज देयर एनी हैबिट और अ क्वालिटी यू फील कि अगर आपके पास यंगर टाइम्स में होती तो थिंग्स वुड हैव बीन बेटर?
यस, आई मीन एट दिस एज ऑल्सो अभी भी आगे मेरे को ये लगता है कि एक हैबिट मेरी अगर ऐसी ये होती, आई मीन विच आई हैड ट्राइड ऑल्सो, बट समहाउ हर इंसान के पास नहीं होती है.
जी
कुछ एक क्वालिटीज़ आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू जो हमारी डेवलप होती रही हैं, चाहे वो राइटिंग हो, चाहे सिंगिंग हो, चाहे गेम्स के लिए हो. एक हैबिट ऐसी है विच आई स्टिल रिग्रेट कि काश ये मेरे अंदर होती है, दैट इज़ द रीडिंग हैबिट. आई ट्राइड ड्यूरिंग स्कूल टाइम बट समहाउ प्रॉब्ली या तो इंटरेस्ट नहीं होगा या जो भी था उस वक्त. बट आज मैं रिग्रेट करता हूँ कि अगर मेरी रीडिंग हैबिट होती
जी
एज अ हॉबी, इट वुड हैव बीन मेड माई पर्सनैलिटी टोटली डिफरेंट. इट वुड हैव बीन अ डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड. इट वुड हैव बीन लॉट ऑफ एडवांटेजेस टू मी. सो इफ यू आस्क मी आउट ऑफ ऑल दी हॉबीज, अगर कोई एक बच्चा क्या हॉबी डेवलप करे, इट शुड बी अ रीडिंग हैबिट.
राइट सर.
It will help him a lot, not only in the academic side but as a overall build up of the personality.
राइट
तो जब भी आप किसी के सामने कोई खड़े हैं, कोई व्यू पॉइंट रख रहे हैं, कुछ कर रहे हैं, तो जब आप पढ़ेंगे तो उससे आपकी फ्लो ऑफ स्पीकिंग ऑल्सो विल गेट इफेक्टेड.
So we have seen that the current generation is interested in reading, but not those self-help books or knowledge books, more of drama books or anime or as such things. Do you promote that in the very same way as reading, or do you see कि नहीं self help books से actually knowledge gain करना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है as compared to just reading?
Reading is a reading. I mean, it could be a variety of subjects, variety
जी.
of topics. कोई ऐसा नहीं है, बल्कि academic book को पढ़ना, that is no reading, not
जी.
that reading. It's non-academic books. It could be fiction, it could be sports, it could be anything. It could be magazine, it could be a newspaper reading.
जी.
But then reading habit होनी चाहिए.
Right. That's a very big take. Every parent should actually take that if your child is interested in learning or maybe reading a book which is maybe not so academic, that is important as well.